Hello pretties, welcome to Rose World. So today I have my top 5 bottom 5 purchases for 2022. I don't anticipate me buying anything else this year, although I've been seriously contemplating buying the Natasha Denona Glam palette before the end of the year because starting next year I am planning on going to a no-buy, so I won't be able to get it. So I've been seriously considering it. Let me know if you own the Natasha Denona Glam palette and you have a warm toned skin tone like me. Does it actually work for you? Because I'm scared that it might look like ashy on me. But I have tried other cool tones from her and they don't look ashy, but I've only tried like a minimal amount of cool tones. I also am a little nervous that it is mostly shimmers and I prefer mattes. However, recently this year I feel like I've been leaning towards the shimmery side. So I'm thinking maybe I like it. I don't know. I've been looking at it and I was by Sephora and I kept looking at it and I swatched it and it looked great and I don't know. Anyway, let's do this. I am purposely not having any eyeshadow palettes because I am planning on doing a ranking of all the eyeshadow palettes that I bought this year. So I figured we can do that there. So this is, I do have single eyeshadows though, and I do have other products, but that I mostly like face, lips, and stuff like that. I don't really have any eyeshadow palette, so just full disclosure right now. I figured we can like alternate one bottom, one top, one bottom, one top, and just kind of go towards that that way towards the end. Yeah, all right. So let's go with the one that I'm currently wearing right now, which is my Tinted Lip Balm from e.l.f. I personally feel like I made poor choices in the shades that I bought, so let's just get that out of the way. And two, I don't particularly find it very hydrating. It is actually also quite thick and a little goopy. It's not necessarily that it's dehydrating, it's not as hydrating as other formulas. Like the Rare Beauty one is really nice, the one from ColourPop is really nice. Just this one just didn't quite hit it for me. I can make it work, it's fine, it's not awful, it's just there's better ones out there. And so this one was just kind of you know, so I'm kind of putting it at the bottom because of that. So that's a bottom purchase. For a top purchase, just to kind of match it off, I bought this Tarte Maracuja Juicy Lip. I bought the wrong one. I thought I was buying the plumping one, which is the one that actually went viral, and I bought the hydrating one, which honestly I'm okay with that because I prefer hydrating things over pumping. And this lip gloss is honestly so it really does make your lips look so juicy, and it does last a relatively long time considering it does stain your lips just this little smudge, which I'm okay with that. I actually like that. I know you might not, so I'm kind of giving you the heads up. My only concern is that there's almost no product in this thing and you do use quite a bit to put it on, and it's kind of like melts on your lips, but it's kind of, this is gonna be like a bad analogy, but think of it as a crayon or like a wax, and it's thick in a stick formula, and then once you apply it on, it like melts into your lips, which I know sounds gross, but honestly I think that's because a little thicker, it does give that sense of very juicy. It doesn't feel thick like the e.l.f. one feels thick. This one doesn't, but it does come off at first a little thick, a little sticky at first, and then once it like mellows out, it's just beautiful, and it definitely makes your lips look so juicy. It's so nice. Really enjoyed it. I'm kind of glad I got it by accident. So, you know, it is also very expensive. Like I said, that's my only cons. Like it is very expensive and you don't get a lot of product, and because you do use quite a bit per use, I just feel like it's not gonna last very long. And that might not be a concern for you, but for me, somebody that actually goes through their lip products relatively quickly, I mean, I finished anywhere between like 5 and 8 lip products per year. I'm like, that's a little concerning, at least for me personally. Okay, let's take it back a notch. Another lip product. This one's for NYX. I've been hearing a lot of people talking about this specific lip liner, saying that it's a really good one, like the formula itself. And I've been wanting a kind of like a pinky, nudie lip liner because I don't have any lip liners like that. So I decided to get this one from NYX, and it's in the shade Nude Pink. And it's very pretty color. And when I swatch it in my hand, it looks like it will be deep enough, but when I actually use it on my lip, it's actually slightly lighter than my lip color, I'm not sure how that happened, but it's slightly lighter, and I do find it to be a little bit harder. I feel like I'm like tugging a little bit at my lips when I'm putting it on, and because of that, it's not very smooth and creamy, which is what I prefer. And not a lot of people actually like thicker formulas like this. I came to realize that I didn't. It's not necessarily a bad product, it's just not my preference, and the color, it really does not work for me. I can definitely make it work if I put this like all over my lips and just like a gloss on top, but then I noticed that my gloss kind of picks it up a little bit. So I don't know. I'm gonna try to finish it next year because like I said, I don't love it. I should have just bought one from ColourPop because I know that formula and I like that formula, but mistakes were made. I wanted to you know, branch out, try something new, and this happened. But it's okay. All right. I actually have a couple of products, but they're all from the same brand, and I'm counting them all as one, even though one of them technically I didn't buy it at the same time, and that's gonna be Rare Beauty. So I tried Rare Beauty complexion cream products for the first time this year. Well, I already owned one of her, or two of her liquid blushes before, and I really liked them, and I've been hearing a lot of good things about her other formula, so I decided to try it. I did get one more shade of the liquid blush in the shade Hope, when it's this mauve shade, which I actually think is a lot more wearable, and I really, really enjoy it a lot more than Joy, which is the other one I owned, just because Joy is very coral and very warm, and I feel like this one's more everyday for me. I think it's easier for me to pair with other things. I got two of her foundation products. I have her tinted moisturizer and her regular foundation. I really enjoy these. This foundation, it has slightly more coverage than this one, but it really is more medium coverage, but it is so nice. It is perfect match for me, same as a what's it called, tinted moisturizer, and they all both feel so nice, moisturizing. Biggest thing for me is that I usually my glasses pick up foundation and concealer and whatever that's right here, but for whatever reason with this two, it doesn't pick them up. Like I don't know what kind of like weird voodoo juju magic's going on here, but for whatever reason it doesn't pick it up with this, and they're a good match. They're long lasting, they are lightweight, they don't have a lot of pigment, so if that's something that you're interested into, like just FYI. This bronzer, I was really concerned that the shade was not going to be a good match for me, but somehow I was able to make it work. It definitely does look more contour rather than bronzing, and I'm okay with that because that's not something I don't particularly care for bronzer that much, so I'm cool with it. I like it. But the real like top of the line was this liquid highlighter, because I really thought I had given up on highlighters and only like two, which is the one from Persona and my one from Becca and Opal. And it's not so that I don't like my other highlighters, it's just that those are the ones that I really loved, and I was like, I guess this is gonna be it. This is the only ones that I really like. And then I tried this, and I actually found out that I really, really love liquid highlighters. I bought another highlighter from She Glam, and it's a liquid highlighter, and I also really enjoyed it. So I feel like moving forward, I'm probably not gonna buy any more powder highlighters and just buy liquid highlighters. They're a lot more subtle, but still give you that sheen, and I just find it so more natural, so much more natural, and it just looks so good. Specifically, this pink one in Transcend, I was worried about it, thought it was gonna be too dark for me, but it worked out just fine if you like blend it out. So anyway, all these complexion products from Rare Beauty, they just killed it for me. Every time, like, I just want makeup to look nice, I don't want to think about it too much, I just keep reaching for them, and I've just been loving them so much. A con from that Rare Beauty, so one of the more disappointing products from this collection that I bought is this right here, and this is her liquid balm. And I was really excited because I actually really like the tinted lip balm, like the regular tinted lip balm. So I was like, oh great, now they have a liquid version of it, and it's kind of like, I felt like it was going to be more glossy or whatever, and it's not. It feels like silicone on your lips. It's thick, it is hydrating, and it is long lasting, but the pigment doesn't last, so it just kind of shows like it's like, it just feels like you have a clear silicone. Like, imagine putting Vaseline on your lips, and that's essentially what it is without like the burn from the Vaseline. It really feels like you have silicone on your lips. And so when you're trying to reapply the product, it does feel a little thick, and I don't love that. I wish at the very least the pigment would last long, because on the regular tinted lip balms, the tint lasts for such a long time. So I was hoping it would keep that trend, but alas, I was wrong. So, you know, I don't love that one. I wouldn't recommend it for anybody. There's other, like if you want a lip product from Rare Beauty, go for those tinted lip balms. They're so nice. They're hydrating. They are very pigmented. They last a long time. They're so good. All right, flip it to a pro. I do have a single shadow, and this is from ColourPop. This is in the shade Rooftop Cocktails. I did recently, like literally today, got 2 other Super Shock shadows from ColourPop, and I do feel like these are going to be quick favorites, but unfortunately I'm just going to give them an honorable mention because they're really nice. They're really pretty. I already swatched them, and this is in Waddles and a little quirky. I just want to give them a shout out because I tried them and they're nice. But anyway, the one that I have here though is Rooftop Cocktails, and it is this beautiful like green, teal, purple, pinky kind of like duochrome. And by the way, I just got it not that long ago, and I've already hit pan, and I have a huge dip on the whole thing. I really do love Super Shock shadows. It's actually what I'm wearing right now because I was running late for work, and I was like, I just need something on my eyes. I don't know why I grabbed it on my finger. I already showed you guys on my finger, on my face, but here it is. Just look at that. It looks like a taupey, like pinky shade from one side, and then it looks green teal from the other. It is so beautiful. It is so nice. I really enjoy this shade like a lot. All right, gotta wet my finger. All right, so this one was a standout. Like honestly, I think I've had it for like 3-4 months, and I've already hit pan. If that's not tells you that I've been liking it, I don't know what does. All right, so for con, I hate to put L'Oreal Los Angeles in like the disappointing products of the year, but I just have to. The formula itself for these 2 are really nice. I've already known that I like the liquid lips from L'Oreal Los Angeles. My con specifically with these 2 are the shades are a little too light for my skin tone. And I did do a video doing like a swatch party of like new lip products, and funny enough, this e.l.f. one was in there too. And I had this one, and I tried putting them on by themselves, and they just look like I had new like concealer lips. Like I said, I can't make them work if I wear a lip liner. They're just a little too light. They do dry down a little bit, and once they're dried down, they do look slightly better, but these are not it. Now, I bought, this is from the Valentine's collection, and I did buy all 3. I think Spicy Pink or Spicy Rose, I think it was. That one actually looks really nice on me, but these 2 right here, this is gonna be Old Rose and Blushing. These ones are just a little too light. This one I might be able to make work by itself once it like dries down. It does darken a little bit, but blushing is hard. Blushing is really hard for me. Like I said, they're just not the right colors for my skin tone. Can I make them work? Yes. Should I have to? You know, that's, you know, up for debate. All right, pros. I tried Clionadh Cosmetics for the first time in 2022. All of these ones right here are all single shadows from Clionadh Cosmetics, and let me tell you, I fucking love them. They were amazing. These multi-chromes were everything in life. Oh my goodness, hold on. I just did the tiniest little swatch. You guys saw me pick it up, and they're so intense, and the multi-chromes are really quite impressive. This like sheer multi-chromes as well, they're just really everything. And even if you, because I did get some of the duochromes, like these 2 are duochromes right here. These duochromes are just as nice, and they're a lot cheaper than the multi-chromes. I think the multi-chromes are about $12 to $15 per pan, and the duochromes are only about $4 or $5, but they're still quite nice. So these right here at the duochromes, they're still very nice. I really enjoyed them. I was quite surprised. Funny enough, I bought the ones underneath, the big pans. Those are from JD Glow, because I was wanting to try some indie brands that are known for their multi-chromes and duochromes and whatnot, and I wasn't nearly as impressed with the JD Glow ones as I was with the ones from Clionadh. I would definitely consider buying more from Clionadh in the future. Definitely not next year, but maybe the year after that. But these have just been so nice. I really enjoy them. These aren't bad, which is why I'm not putting them in the disappointing. It's just the Clionadh ones just blew my mind. I mean, look at those dual chromes. Like, even the dual chromes that are not supposed to be nearly as intense, look how nice these are. They're just so good. Like, so good. I was thoroughly impressed with the multi-chromes. All right. The last disappointing product from 2022 for me was this right here from Milani. I actually don't mind the formula. I really feel like I should have paid a little bit more attention to the shade. I thought in my head it would be a little bit more sheer than what it was. And granted, you can sheer it out, but it's actually a lot more pigmented. So it just, I don't know, I don't love the shade. The formula itself is actually quite nice. It reminds me a little bit of the ColourPop one. I do think the ColourPop one's slightly more hydrating. I do think this one's a little bit more long-lasting, although the one from ColourPop is by no means doesn't last long. I just think this one, because it's a lot more pigmented, it actually lasts a little bit longer, if that makes sense. But the ones from ColourPop are quite pigmented as well. So what I'm trying to say, before I get sidetracked, is I really don't love this shade. Look at that shade. I think it's just a hard shade to make work. Like I said, you can sheer it out. It is hydrating. It is long lasting. I do like the formula. I just definitely got the wrong shade. And I feel like I did that 3 times this year. Like 3 products that are in my disappointing video, in disappointing bottom 5, are because I just honestly got the wrong shade. That's the main reason I don't like them. Like, I can make the NYX formula work. It's not my favorite, but I can make it work. My problem is the shade is way too light. I can make this liquid lipsticks work. My problem is the shades are too light, right? I can make this lip balm work. The problem is the shade is entirely too bright and it's kind of like out there, like bubble pink. It's just not my taste. If I go for pinks, I like to go either more mauvey or more warm pinks, and this was just bubblegum, and it's just not my preference. So I think that's something that I really need to be on the lookout next year and moving forward, is to make sure that I'm bringing things into my collection that are going to be the right shades. And if that means me going into store and like actually swatching them to make sure I get the right ones, then do that. And if not, then don't get them. Although I will say though, I did swatch this NYX one on my hand, because when I swatched on my hand, it looks fine. Is when I actually put on my lips apparently are a lot darker and they just don't look good. Which I don't think I would have known that unless I actually put it on my lip, and I'm not gonna put a tester on my lips. Like, that's just dumb. So anyway, there's that. And for the last top 5 purchases that I make this year, I have the Lunar Beauty Moon Prism blush palette, and I've been thinking about this blush palette for close to like a year and a half about getting it or not getting it, and I'm super glad that I got it on the mystery box, because I really enjoyed it. Like, I honestly really enjoyed it. Okay. I really enjoyed it, and this shade right here, I'm actually really glad I got it, because one of my favorite blushes is Construct from the Shayla and ColourPop collab. This one right here. And I was really nervous because I knew I was getting down to the nitty-gritty, and I was gonna eventually have to start trying to pan it and finish it, but I didn't have a good dupe for it. But now Gravity is a great dupe for it. Here, they're the 2 of them swatched. Honestly, don't remember which one's which now. But we'll just do this right here. I believe this one's Construct. It's a little bit more pigmented, but that's okay. Look how close they are. I feel like I'm definitely getting what I wanted from the Construct one. So I'm pretty excited. Spacey right here is really close to another one of my favorite blushes, which is, where is it? Caramel right here from Persona Cosmetics. I'm gonna do a little swatch if I can. All right, so here is Persona, and I'm gonna grab the other one. The one right here from Lunar Beauty is a little bit more warm toned than the one from Persona, but I definitely feel like they have very similar vibes, and I'm totally okay with that. I really like this palette. I'm quite surprised. Twilight also reminds me a little bit of Georgia. The only one that I'm like a little confused by is Pink. I haven't tried it, but honestly it looks to be maybe a little bit too light for my skin tone. See, it's quite like light pink. So I don't know how I'm gonna make that one work. But overall, the palette is very nice. See, you can't quite see it on my hand. I just kind of swatched it right there. Anyway, that's everything. Please tell me what are some of your top purchases that you made this year, and what was your most disappointing purchase that you made this year, because I'm really interested to know. And then also, again, let me know about the glam palette. Should I buy it like before the year's over? If I should, let me know. I'm like really debating about it. Natasha Denona has really turned it around for me in 2022. That's it. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys!